Hey guys, David Off-Road. Today we're having a look at the McHitch, installing it onto my caravan, but more so the why I'm getting it. These are the bits that come with it. So we've got the receiver, the coupling that goes on the car, the handbrake part and some other bits and pieces here. But I'll get to talking about these components and how they work together in a moment. Why do I want one of these things? Well, Jayco's come with one of these fixed ball couplings, and to be honest, I've always been anxious when I'm towing with it. You know, this is a 22-foot van, it's got a lot of real estate on the side. All it takes is me coming around a corner one day and the wind being going the wrong direction and it could tip over. And with a fixed coupling, like, there's nowhere it can go, so if the van tips over, the car's going to tip over as well. So not that I do massive amounts of full driving with my van, but more just for safety, I want something that is going to articulate like this one here. I'm going to go through a bit about the benefits of this one, why I chose it, and some of the drawbacks as well, because there are some. It's not perfect, but I'm going to live with what it is. So I'll get to that. Now I'm going to put it on. It's 4 bolts, no big deal, and we'll have a look at it, how it works. Old hitch is off, that's pretty easy. Now I want to show you the differences between these, or I guess probably the only downside I've seen so far with this McHitch. Have a look at the bolt holes here, where it bolts up. So this is the back, this is the handbrake mechanism. Must admit, the handbrake mechanism on these Alcos, or they come with a Jayco, is pretty rudimental. This has got a lot more teeth, so it's going to be easier to apply the handbrake. But back to the bolt. So this is bolting up the same pattern here. But then look at where the ball is. So the ball falls much shorter. So what this is doing is extending out. So where this pin is here, that's where it's going to hitch onto my car. So I've extended it by about 100 mil. So whatever down ball weight, which I've probably got about 230, something like that, kilograms down ball weight of this van. Now that's extended another 100 mil out, so that's going to put extra force on the back of my car. Now I would run a rear wheel carrier, and this is actually why I didn't mind the hole being 100 mil further out, because it pushes my spare tyre away from the van, which that's not a bad thing for what I do. But just note, if you're close to your ball in it, that extra 100 mil might be enough to push you over. Right, this was easy enough to do, but what I would point out though is that the bolts are really hard to get to. Like, to get a spanner in there is kind of tricky, and these front ones in here, it's like near impossible to get anything in there, a socket or whatever. So I've ended up having to reverse it, the bolt, and you kind of have to do them up as tight as you can with a spanner in that direction. That's probably just a Jayco thing, but just something to be mindful of. Now, it's Good Friday here, so I couldn't replace the bolts, but you really want to replace the bolts with a high tension, high tensile bolt. Don't use the same bolts, because this is what's connecting your van to the car. Like, those bolts are very important. So as soon as the shop's open, I'll go and do that too. This is a pretty menacing thing of the coupling that I've bolted onto the back here. When I first fitted it up, I was really worried it wasn't going to fit, because there's little tabs on the side here that have to like hug around the tow bar. Now, like these ones down here. But what I've worked out, and this is actually really quite clever, is basically what you do is you unwind both of these, the grub screw and the bolt, out as far as they can go on both sides. These tabs move out, then you bolt underneath, down hard, and that bolts it up. Then you start doing the bottom bolt up on both sides evenly, so that crimps on, and then the grub screw is the last part, just to make this force on the coupling even. And once you've gone that, it's actually a really secure coupling. So I don't think it's going to rattle around or do anything. What I thought was a downside actually ended up really good. Right, this is my driveway. I'm stuck at home for this COVID-19 thing, so it's Easter long weekend and we can't go away, so we're just camping in our front yard actually, to be honest. But when I go to hitch this up again in a moment, this has always been a very tricky hitch with the normal Alco ball coupling, because you're on an angle. I can't come in like directly straight ahead behind, so you have to come in on an angle. There's a slight inclination as well, but with this hitch now, I hope this works. I can just tilt it, you know, the way I'm going to come into it, I'm just going to tilt it in that direction, and it should just couple up on its own. I'm very keen to see how this goes, to be honest. Okay, what you're about to see is me having a crack at this for the first time. No practices or anything. It's going to be a bit of a tricky hitch up. I'm just going to reverse it up, and hopefully this self-aligning thing works and it just couples the way it should. Let's see what happens. Alright, this is the second reason why I chose this hitch over, say, a D35 hitch. Is it self-locates as you reverse back. With this particular car, Y62 Patrol, I'll end up reversing back, putting it in park, and then the car rolls a little bit. So I go around, come back, reverse it up again, and if it's on the slight hill or something like that and it just rolls again, it drives me insane. So it's just a bit of slack in the transmission. So hopefully this will locate itself into the coupling, and then it will lock it down straight away. So once I hear that click, I know it's in. We're about to test it for the first time.
Yeah. Well, the handle went up.
No, I didn't do it properly.
Oh.
I'm just going to go forward. I think I have to hit it.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I'll go all the way forward and all the way back.
Yes, I'm still filming. Alright, so just quiet. Okay. Yep.
So it turns out you have to hit it a bit. Actually, that was my second go. The first go didn't engage. So when you reverse back, you got to hit it, and you see it latch up and then connect. The latch should go down like it did. Then you've got this locking pin that goes through. Pin lock. And your apples. That was pretty easy. I reckon after I've done that a few more times, that's going to be really simple. So to disengage, it's kind of the same thing but backwards. So we'll pull the locking pin out, that's the pin out, lift this up and keep in this up position, and now I just drive off. Hopefully. So there we have it. That was easy to install, easy to hitch up, easy to unhitch. Like the product. This isn't sponsored by any means at all. Now I want to go on for a drive, because I suspect that sometimes when you get that side wind on your van, the whole van wobbles. With that ball coupling, it makes your car feel unstable. So I'm wondering whether that's actually going to settle down the car when we're towing it, you know, 100 k's an hour, that sort of thing. So that's the vid. I hope you liked it. We do these all the time, so give us a like if you did like this video, and hit the subscribe if you want to see more of either caravanning or full driving videos. Yeah.